Hi, everybody. I just wanted to pop on really quick and talk about something I'm hearing a lot of just between the messages I'm getting from you guys and people I work with. And so I just wanted to address something in general. So, by the way, tell me if you're doing the replay and feel free to ask. So, something I'm seeing a lot of across the board is I feel like we have to conform, right? And there's this lack of really sticking. I think it's very important right now, owners and directors, to stay with our convictions. When we get into times where we're scared, right? The economy is tough, it's hard to get children, we tend to look at our competitors and automatically perceive that they're doing well, right? We don't know for sure, but we just look at them and like, oh, they're doing great. I'm not, I need to start doing what they're doing. And in turn, we don't stay true to our own convictions. We don't stay true to who we are. We start trying to mimic somebody else's model, right? And I know, I can tell you, it can be frustrating. When I was a new owner, a baby owner, when I set out with my vision and my mission, it was always to make sure all children had equal opportunity to early child care, and I wanted it to be quality early child care, research-based quality, not just made-up quality. But then I would see competitors who weren't following high quality standards. They were doing what I call parent pleasers. And what I call parent pleasers are like a bunch of photocopied workbook stuff that really isn't what's best for the children. And so I went through a period where I thought that's what I had to do too in order to be competitive, right? I got so focused on success basically in my child care center and enrollment, just building enrollment, that I lost focus on doing what was best for the children. I lost focus on my convictions. And so that's something I really want to warn you guys against is don't lose focus on your convictions. Do not feel like you're pressured to do what your competitors are doing or what you see the mainstream doing. Stay true to yourself, because that is where you really will find success. When you stay consistent and you stay true to who you are, to your brand. Don't try and become somebody else's brand, which is I'm seeing a lot. I see this fear of, well, they're doing this, so I need to do this. And I really just want to warn you guys against that. I want you to really just know who you are. Know your vision, know your brand, know what you believe in, and stick with that. Stick with what you believe in. The need to conform, I don't know, it really isn't you, and that lack of authenticity will hurt your business more than it'll help your business. So when you really lead with conviction and you take your center and really base it on your conviction, you're going to attract the people who really believe in that also. And when you're focused on quality, it will come back to you too. When you really focus your center on high quality standards, what ends up happening is you'll get that enrollment based on word of mouth. Your reputation will start preceding you, right? And I know sometimes it can take a while to get to that point, but it is worth it, you guys. So don't right now, when it is overwhelming, it's harder right now, right? Just with everything not quite open yet, things can feel a lot harder. Don't fall into the trap of thinking you have to do things the way somebody else is doing it, especially if it's something that you don't believe in. Make sure that you stay true to who you are. Because if you do start, implementing curriculums or policies that you truly don't believe in, it will hurt your business more than it'll help it. So just a quick blurb for you guys today. That's all I really have, is just really knowing what your convictions are. Goes back to what I'm always talking about, knowing that vision, that mission that you have, and staying true to it. Don't fall into that trap of thinking you have to follow some kind of industry trend, or even like the trends that are happening in your local area, right? If there's a competitor that is really seems to be doing really great, but they're kind of fake, and I'm sure you guys all know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of that out there in our field where they're really just doing what looks cool to parents, but it really isn't what's best for the children. And it might feel like you have to conform to being like them in order to find success, but you don't. You're going to find more success when you do what's best for the children and follow what you believe in. And I think we're in a point of history between everything that's happened in the last few months where it's really important for us to stay true to what we believe in. There's a lot of pressure, coming from us from all sides to take a stand for something, to not stand for something. And I just think it's important just to follow your conviction, and your business will be better off of it. What ends up happening is you elevate yourself, right, to being basically where the competition can't touch you. And something interesting happened to us at my center. I am looking at expanding. Opening another center, and so we called our licensing rep because I know a lot of businesses are not going to come back from this, right? We're probably going to see a lot of centers just never reopen again. And so I just called licensing and told them that, let me know if there's any centers not coming back because I am looking to expand. And she immediately said, "Oh, this is the city I want you to expand in." And so I was just curious. I'm like, well, there's plenty of centers in that city. Why would you want me to go there? There's really not too much of a demand. And what she said is the problem that they're seeing is in that city, the quality is very low. And they're hoping that if I open a center in that city, it will up the bar. And if I bring my quality standards and my convictions to that city, they're hoping that since I've pretty much set my center up as a category of 1 in the locations that I'm when I establish a center in my locations, I basically become a category of 1, which kind of forces other centers to conform more to what we're doing, right, in order to be competitive. So that's basically why she specifically said, this is the city we would love to see you come into. That way, if you bring your level of quality into that city, hopefully other owners will start conforming and they'll have to raise to the challenge, basically. And I thought that was really interesting because it kind of goes against what I'm telling you guys now, right? It kind of goes against, like, I'm telling you don't conform to others, but in that sense they're hoping that my quality standards forces other centers to conform. So it's kind of interesting though. So what my message to you guys is, be that person, be the person who doesn't have to worry about competition by following your convictions. I didn't get to this point because I followed somebody else's model. I got to this point because I realized that I had to be true to what I believed in, and I had to do what was best for the children, even if it didn't work. I had to follow my convictions, and I've created an entire model based on my philosophies on making sure all children have equal opportunity to high quality childcare regardless of their socioeconomic background, and also by delivering the highest quality standards. So just some food for thought. So when you start feeling that pressure, like, I got to get more enrollment, so I have to act like that person, don't fall for it, because you're not that person. Your center isn't that center. And if you start, it's not going to be authentic and real, and you'll actually end up alienating more than you're going to be bringing more people in. So again, message me if you guys have any questions, or even, I know a lot of you guys message me when you just need to vent and chat. I have no problem with that. And you guys post any questions you guys have for me.